Can you solve all these dairy products questions? Dairy products. Correct. Dairy products is the right answer. Which one is not dairy food? Excellent. Fish is a brilliant choice. Which is not a dairy product? Clear logic. Your choice eggs is sound and 100% true. What fortified vitamin is in dairy? Right again. Vitamin D is a valid answer. Buttermilk and kefir are examples of sharp thinking. Cultured milk products is the right choice. Which nutrients are in dairy products? You chose vitamin B, A, D, and it is correct. What is an example of a dairy product? Strong choice. Cheese is the right answer. What category does cheddar cheese fall into? Good job. Your answer cultured dairy works well here. Which of these is not a frozen dairy product? Smart pick. Yogurt is the correct choice. Which is an example of dessert that uses dairy? Nice work. You chose vanilla pudding, and it is correct. Which product does not contain a dairy product? Right choice. Sorbet is the best answer. The best dairy choices for weight reduction are nice selection. Low-fat dairy products is the correct and valid answer. This animal is the second most common dairy producer. Well done. Goat is the right choice. Which dairy product is a good source of vitamin D? Perfect. Milk is the correct choice. What is a culture in relation to dairy products? Exactly. Adding bacteria makes sense, and it is right choice. Which one has a dairy product and a root vegetable? Nicely done. Milk, carrot is a solid answer. Dash isn't the only food group that contains calcium. You got it? Your choice dairy is right. An example of food in the dairy section of My Plate is on track. Skim milk is the correct answer. How many servings of dairy should you consume in a day? Well picked. 3 is the correct answer. Dairy is located in the Dash section of Choose My Plate. Gov. Great thinking. Blue is the right choice. Which of these concentrated milk products does not spoil? Great job. Powdered milk is the accurate answer. Which dairy product contains the highest percentage of fat? Well reasoned. Heavy cream is the correct choice. What group does butter fall under on the food pyramid chart? Correct response. Fats and oil is the most accurate answer. All of the following are nutrients in dairy products except smart move. Salt is an accurate answer. On a daily average, a dairy cow can give dash gallons of milk. Solid response. 6-7 is a valid choice. Which of the following foods are types of fresh dairy products? Good thinking. Heavy whipping cream is the right answer. Vanilla pudding would be located on which section of My Plate? Valid point. Dairy is true. Which type of dairy milk is the least creamy and lowest in calories? Bravo, skim is the answer. Which nutrient is crucial in dairy products for preventing osteoporosis? Excellent choice. Calcium is the right answer. Which type of dairy milk is made from milk by removing 60% of the water? You're right. Evaporated is the correct answer. Which of these concentrated milk products can't be reconstituted as milk? You got it. Your choice sweetened, condensed milk is right. Which dairy product is made from cultured bacteria and is the lowest in fat? Good job. Your answer, yogurt, works well here. The US dairy industry produces roughly billion gallons of milk annually. Sharp thinking. 23 is the right choice. Which of the following was a marketing campaign supported through Dairy Checkoff? Perfect. Her real seal is the correct choice. Which dairy product has some water removed and can be reconstituted as fresh milk? You chose evaporated milk, and it is correct. Dairy foods are important for healthy and teeth, just like meat, fish, and eggs. Well done. A-bones is the right choice. What is the main nutrient found in dairy products that is important for bone health? Excellent. Calcium is a brilliant choice. According to the food pyramid chart, how many servings of dairy should we consume daily? Excellent choice. 2 to 3 servings is the right answer. Which of the following dairy products is made with milk fat, fruit or juice, sugar, and flavoring? Well reasoned. Sherbet is the correct choice. Products that are made from other cheeses, such as pasteurized processed cheese and cold-packed cheese, are called Smart move. Processed cheese is an accurate answer. Choose the correct option. On track. Beverages is the correct answer. Which of the following companies has partnered with Dairy Checkoff to provide consumers with great-tasting dairy products? Bravo, Domino's is the answer. Which are not part of dairy products? Correct. Fruits is the right answer. What food group do these foods belong to? Valid point. Dairy is true. In the dairy group are foods that are made with like cheese and yogurt. Nice selection. Milk is the correct and valid answer. Cultured dairy products have a bacteria added which produces lactic acid. An example would be... You're right. Yogurt is the correct answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. Clear logic. Your choice contact Narayan Changda is sound and 100% true.